what's the community of wives like in Philly?
The Wags.
Yeah, the
Don't
Philly
call it
Wags.
that.
Why not?
Because that's terrible.
Wives and
What's wrong with
girlfriends.
Wags? Wives and girlfriends.
The community of women in Philadelphia, I feel like we've gotten really lucky over the years that we've just consistently had a group of women that sort of understand the expectation of Philadelphia as a whole. So I feel like not many people have come in and stirred the pot or tried to act like a diva.
An opera singer.
Yes. I don't think that plays to the Philadelphia demographic.
You're saying you got lucky because you've heard horror stories of things like throughout the league or throughout Philly's
also
past?
You can see you can see on social media the way it sort of functions in other.
You judge people off of social media? How dare you?
Well, I'm just
Dude, that's
I'm
what
just
social media is for. The
observations.
pictures, you see the picture or the video and you create an image. Jason, don't act like you don't do the same thing.
I don't judge. Zero judgment here.
I will say there's some impressive, like Carla Graham, Brandon Graham's wife.
Mm-hmm.
She is, she has a law degree. She,
Oh, wow.
I believe, is going to school to be a psychologist. So she's and she has a military background. So thank you for your service, Carla.
Nice.
And she's not alone. There's women on the associated with the Eagles who have impressive resumes. We had Aria was a traveling nurse. We just have some people who are really, really cool in their own right. And just because they're with an NFL player, I think they probably don't get as much hype as they deserve. But there's a lot of women associated with the team who are just sort of badass on their own.
I feel like we've also had the benefit of one because we've been a good team for the most part. Like there's been a lot of holdovers with players and significant others. Like it's not like I feel like some teams they're starting over every year, whereas
yes,
Carla and BG have been there for 14. He's going on his 14th season.
Yep. And I mean, going with that, we also have the relationships of Connor and Laura Barwin are still here in Philadelphia. Speaking of a badass, she's a PA down at Penn, does reconstructive plastics for kids.
People are going to be mad they get left off.
I'm just saying there's a lot of really cool women. Brent Selleck, who's still in the area and still works with the team. Celeste, we get to hang out with.
Because people are going to be like, why didn't you name me, Kai? And
okay, well.
Stop naming names.
Married life for Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce didn't come with much of a honeymoon runway. Their wedding at Madison Square Garden happened on July 3rd, and within weeks, Travis was back in St. Joseph, Missouri, reporting to the Kansas City Chiefs training camp, which runs from late July through the third week of August.
Travis! Thanks, Travis. Yeah. Travis, say hi to Tay-Tay for me.
You call it Tay-Tay too?
For most newlyweds, that would mean a slow return to normal life. For them, it meant an almost immediate shift from wedding planning to a full football schedule, with early mornings, structured practices, and very little room to improvise. According to people close to the situation, Travis threw himself back into training with real intensity once camp started, described as being ultra-disciplined again with his diet, his sleep, and his workload. That's not a small adjustment. NFL training camp runs on a strict rhythm: meetings, practices, film, recovery, and it doesn't pause for anyone's schedule, including a new spouse's. For Taylor, adapting to married life has meant adapting to that rhythm too. Early nights, clean meals, and a household built around someone else's training calendar rather than her own. What stood out is that she hasn't tried to work around his schedule from a distance. Reports describe her intention plainly. If Travis has to be in Missouri, she's there too. That's a real shift for someone whose own career runs on a completely different clock, built around studio sessions, release cycles, and international travel. Instead of pulling him into her world during this stretch, she's been stepping into his, at least for the weeks camp is in session. That doesn't mean her own work has stopped. While Travis has been immersed in two-a-days and playbook installs, Taylor has reportedly been disappearing into the studio for long recording sessions of her own. It's less a pause in her career and more a temporary rebalancing. using the exact stretch when he's least available to focus fully on her own project, so that when camp wraps and the season settles into its normal rhythm, both of their schedules have room to breathe again. The one moment that turned into real controversy this camp had nothing to do with scheduling, it was about Travis's weight. A viral video later confirmed to be AI-generated showed him looking noticeably heavier than usual, and it spread fast enough that Chiefs head coach Andy Reid ended up addressing it directly with reporters. His response was blunt. Travis came back in good shape, looked the same as he always has, and was playing, in Reid's words, like crazy.
Yeah, tremendously. Well, you're talking about Kelce? Yeah, no, he's a great leader, and he works so hard, and he wants to be in there. For a young guy to look at that, and then it's hard for them to make an excuse to take a rep off, because he's out there going, and if they try to get sneaky, he yanks them back in there, so makes him go. So that's always good to have.
Real practice footage backed him up almost immediately, undercutting the fake video before the story could build any further. It's a strange thing to have to publicly deny, but it says something about how closely every part of Travis's routine gets scrutinized now, right down to his exact physical condition heading into a season. That scrutiny matters more this year because of what's riding on it. His production dipped last season, and this camp has been framed as the start of a comeback stretch, not just a return to normal off-season conditioning. The discipline described around his diet and training isn't just newlywed structure. It's preparation for a season where people are already watching to see whether he can bounce back to his usual level. Somewhere in the middle of all that structure, there's been room for smaller, more personal moments too. At camp, Travis referred to Taylor as his wife in public for the first time since the wedding.
Travis, for you, what did the moment mean? As you watch sports since you were a little kid, what did the moment mean to be in that venue, Madison Square Garden, for one of the most important
MSG, man. You know, I always told myself I'd go for a playoff game when the Knicks were rocking, and my wife went when I was stuck in a mini camp, so I didn't get my opportunity to go then. So it's kind of cool to be able to, live out my childhood dream of being in that venue, and the mecca of all sports venues, being able to get married in there. It was a fun off season, man. Wedding was the best night of my life, and I appreciate everybody who came out and celebrated and had fun with us. And that's about all I really got from that night. It was a crazy night. It was full of a lot of celebration, but it's football, baby.
A simple word, but a new one, and a reminder that underneath the training schedule and the noise about his conditioning, this is still two people adjusting to a new title for each other in real time. What emerges from all of it isn't a picture of two separate lives running in parallel. It's one shared calendar, built for now around a training camp in Missouri, early bedtimes, and a diet plan that has very little patience for anything else, with Taylor choosing to live inside that schedule with him, at least for as long as camp lasts, rather than waiting for it to end.
Kylie, so you were kind of just mentioning how the attention is, I don't know, it can get to you. Have you noticed over the past couple of years, or at least this past year, Jason getting a lot more attention, or him having the most stardom of any NFL lineman ever?
Yes.
His jersey he's the #1 female jersey seller.
Kelly Green jersey.
In the National Football League. He is the sex symbol for the NFL. You think I'm joking?
First of all,
the numbers don't lie.
I know why I'm laughing.
Let me just. Okay. Well, let me just say this about it being the women jerseys. I am almost 6 feet tall, and I'm not thin, and I will hold my ground. That's mine.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. I said what I said.
Getting defensive.
Yes.
But you've noticed the attention over the past couple of years, right?
Yes. And I think it's completely warranted, but I'm biased. I think that not only clearly on the field he is dominant, but off the field he's doing so many things that either pique people's interest or is for a good cause. And so I think all of the reasons that he's been in the news or discussed or a topic of conversation is, again, completely earned. So I do think that it's a little bit harder to go out and send him for ice cream if the girls want some, or head out as a family and try to do something without him asking to have pictures taken with him, which is an interesting interaction for our daughters to watch. But besides that, I do say oftentimes people will ask me while their friend's spouse is taking a picture with him. They always ask me, does he get annoyed by this, or does this bother him? And I always say to people, it's not like people walk up to him and say, you really suck.
It's Philly every now and then.
It's always in support of him. It's always encouragement and excitement in meeting him. And they're always so loving when they talk to him. Who wouldn't enjoy that? So outside of the very rare, we're trying to do something quickly, or we're having dinner, just the two of us, and someone sneaks in to get a picture or get an autograph. Outside of that, I think that he appreciates it. And so I can't be mad at that.
All right now. Well said. I don't think Jason deserves any of it. I personally think that I loved everybody you just mentioned.
There's a great community of women here in Philadelphia, badasses in their own right, that I'm grateful that they're here, and that they've set the vibe to be a good one. A good one meaning a good wag? How does that feel to be referred to as a wag? I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Because I think for the most part, there's a stereotype of wags that I would not. Yeah,
what's that, guy?
Fall under.
What's a stereotype of a wag?
That everything is designer, that they are with their significant
you don't like
other.
Designer stuff?
What's wrong with designers?
Jalen got me a Louis Vuitton bag. It's really nice.
That they are with their significant others for reasons other than that they truly love them.
So that's the big sticking
That point. Is honestly, that's the part that deeply bothers me.
We're not calling you that.
No, I know that.
That's 100% why she's with me.
I knew that was coming. This guy's a sicko.
Ha, ha, ha.
So talk to everybody how you personally get ready for an NFL season. Like, is there anything that you do in terms of like planning or like just, I don't know. Yeah. From like a significant other's point of view. Like, is there anything that you do to get fired up? Like, do you like make t-shirts in advance, or like, do you like, what do you do?
I do not make t-shirts in advance because I barely wear things that associate me with Jason while I'm in the stadium.
You got the one jacket.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm wearing every 62 thing possible whenever I go into the league, just so I don't get punched in the face. Go ahead.
Last year was one of the first times where I've worn something that clearly displayed Kelce, because for a while when we were dating, I used to use the excuse, it's not my last name. And then when we got married for a few years after, I was like, maybe no one will notice that I'm still not doing it.
I just don't want your guys' attention. Thank you, though. Have a good day.
Please don't look at me. But I've recently started. I feel like he's so old and on his way out.
Jesus.
You are, Jason.
So might as well squeak some cute jacket in there. We did get to a point in Philly where I had somehow become the oldest. It was always like I was like, oh shit, that is me.
You're like,
and so
looking for somebody who's going to play.
Yeah, I'm like, is anyone else going to take the lead? Anyone? Nope. Okay. But we got to a point where we would almost stalk people on social media just to be like, have you posted with a girl? You just got here. Have you posted with a woman recently? Mm-hmm. If so, we'll go to her page. If her page is private, we'll ask before we follow. But otherwise, if she's public and we can see that you guys are still together, we'll just slide into your DMs and be like, hey, welcome. Because I think that they're so busy and they're trying to build their own relationships in the locker room. Mm-hmm. And if I ever went to my husband and said, hey, can you approach so-and-so and ask for his significant other's phone number, it would be 3 years before I got that. So
you would find the phone number in like a wad at the end of football season in like a shoe or something.
In a cleat at the bottom of the locker. Yes, exactly. So we really found that the best way to do it was to just be direct and say like, hey, if you need anything, it was the same situation as you for LA. Like, we're here year round. If there's anything I can be of assistance with, or you need advice about, or even if it's just a restaurant recommendation, let me know. Because I do think just initiating contact, I might not be your community here.
Right.
But I can help you in to then introduce you to the other women.
And that's God's work. Like, I have to say, like, on behalf of all of the girls who have traveled around to different teams, people like you make the experience so much better and so much less lonely. And I know that like I've been reached out to via DM, and I get like random chats and like, hey, I got your number from so-and-so. Like, hey, if you need anything. And those are the girls that I always gravitated towards, because I'm like, oh, you're okay reaching out to a stranger and offering X, Y, and Z. Like, this is great. This is helpful. And I feel like even having one point of contact that you can be like, hey, is there like a good bagel place around here? Like,
or even just that. How do you get to the family room? Like, you're in the stadium and you're all by yourself, and some of the stadium staff often know where it is, but I can't tell you how many people I would get like a random phone call during a game and they would be like, what section is it behind? I'm like, I'll be right there. But it's having that point of contact, and we really can't rely on similarly to everything else in life. Like, we as women need to be sort of that self-sufficient, can't rely on our husbands. And so we just got to take matters into our own hands. But I also felt like there was always a drop off between like practice squad and people who were in during preseason. And so we would always try to make that contact early, because at the end of the day, even if you're not on the final roster in Philadelphia, you could be going to a team that we know someone who had been in Philly for a long time who's there, and we can connect you then. So it was always this, there's a very large web of women in the NFL. And I think the best thing that they can do, I say they now because I'm retired, but the best thing they can do now is to continue to sort of weave the web and make sure that the women feel supported and connected, and can do that independently outside of their spouse or significant other.
Absolutely. I think so many people kind of forget that these players are going through all these things and ups and downs and what have you not, but also the wives and significant others and family members are also going through that. So I think even when I talked about it on social media of like, oh yeah, there's a family room, there's this, there's that, and people are like, oh my God, he should just stick to football. I'm like, hold on, I'm not even talking about him. I'm talking about me and what I need. And I'm like, moving to a new city is never easy. And so having a group of women, or even having something as simple as like, oh, okay, like I'm going to go down to the family room for 5 seconds, like, and just take a break. I think that's like the biggest game changer. And it's surprising that some teams my husband has filled out a questionnaire at the very beginning of the season, and like, they're like, oh, do you have a significant other? And then they'll get the numbers. And it's crazy that they haven't figured it out yet.
Crickets.
Yeah.